Hey Internet. Today I want to talk about the curse of creativity and how that affects people with disabilities. You probably can't tell, but I am having a lot of issues with my neuropathy in my hands today, so I'm actually struggling to draw a lot. And those who follow my channel actually do know that I also draw. My channel is both about art and disability, but I've always been wanting to do a lot more art, but I can't actually do that as often as I like just because of the pain in my hands, the wobbliness that comes from FND, also known as functional neurological disorder, and various other issues with like hypermobility. Hang on, I can show you my hypermobility and like other chronic issues that are still waiting to be diagnosed, but are affecting me day to day that prevent me from being able to draw. But I find it so frustrating because oftentimes there are days that I want to draw a lot, but I can't because of my symptoms. But then on days where my symptoms are clear, I don't want to draw as much at all. And then I end up drawing nowhere near as much as I want to. And this goes for my other creative pursuits too, like, drawing, writing, making YouTube videos, even. I just, well, actually, no, for the YouTube videos, a lot of times I just force myself to do them anyway. Because for me, they're actually, okay, this is kind of a secret, but I actually make my YouTube videos in a very similar way to how I do my therapy sessions with my counselor. Basically, I either have a list or I don't in this case, and I just, talk at the camera in the same way that I talk at my therapist and say whatever's on my mind. And all of that helps me kind of process things going on. But yeah, I'm just trying to get all the creative juices out. But it's just very difficult on a lot of days, including today. Like I'm feeling a lot of pain in my hands right now. I'm gesturing, but I'm actually like feeling a lot of like pain. Like if I do this, these fingers start to hurt. In my left side, it's starting to go like up into my elbow area and things like that. It's just it's just I'm gonna keep using the same word frustrating over and over because that's what it is. I guess I could come up with some synonyms for it, like it's stifling. It's okay. I don't. This isn't a single word, but it makes me want to just like shut all the doors and scream really loudly because I just want to be able to do things, and that's so difficult when you're trying to both like take care of yourself but also take care of your creative needs. So for like my physical needs, I just have to spend an exorbitant amount of time taking care of myself. Like it takes a really long time to shower. It takes a really long time to, like prepare at the beginning of the day. It takes a long time to, get in bed at the end of the day. It takes a long time to prepare food for myself. And by a long time, I do mean like hours, right? Like some days I'll wake up and my morning routine takes hours, and it's not even like I'm like putting on makeup or anything. I'm just like, getting up, brushing my teeth, trying to save enough energy, like using the bathroom, like all of the like normal stuff that people do during the day, but it takes me twice as long. And it's just really frustrating to just, struggle with my ADLs, activities of daily living, so much that I can't, or I can't have enough, or rather, I can't have enough time during the day to just do what I want. And then, on the creative side, it also takes a really long time. Like it takes quite a bit of effort for me to just take out my camera and just put it on the tripod. It takes me, an amount of time to set up everything and kind of sit in front and like, gather my thoughts with my, and be prepared to talk, especially with my mental health issues and things. It takes me a long time to edit videos because I'm always saying and and like other stuff, or like I'm trying to remove my tics and other stuff that like happen because like I tick a lot when I'm like by myself or just like recording stuff, and I need that to be not like in the video because and this affects, and all this stuff, like the time and stuff affects the quality of my videos. Like I don't usually have enough time to mess with my settings and other stuff, and I just feel really bad that I can't make the kind of quality of videos that I want as much as I want. And the same applies to my other hobbies like drawing. Whereas, like pulling out like my drawing tablet in itself is already usually an ordeal. And I wish I had more space on my desk to kind of set it up. And like, right now, especially right now, because I'm in the middle of moving, it's actually even more difficult because, I'm not on my usual setup. So like, the undiagnosed autism that I probably have is, making it really difficult for me to focus and try, and it makes it really difficult for me to focus and to try and like do things, because it's like, everything's just a little bit different. And for me, I need like a sense of stability before I can be creative as well. So hopefully I'll be able to do it a lot better once I've moved in with my parents. Like this is kind of been a well, actually, I guess moving itself is just really annoying when you're disabled, because it's like I can't just pack everything up all in one day, like a lot of people can. And I have a lot of stuff and like a lot of disability related equipment sitting around, or like, how am I supposed to pack up that set of shelves, like, if it's a day that I can't walk very well. So it's just a long, arduous process of moving, which definitely increases my stress and compounds with my mental issues. And I think a lot of people who are disabled know what I'm talking about when things start to snowball and it's like, all right, I'm just getting back in bed today. I can't do this anymore. um, so, things like that, that just, they're just all over the place. You know what I mean? Well, I guess I want to talk about some things that I try to do to help mitigate this, because I don't want my whole video to just be me complaining. Well, I guess some of the things that I do to try and help feel better about this and get the creative juices flowing is to just try and start anyway. And also, self-care and making sure that my physical needs are met first. But I think a lot of times if I just put the camera down and just start talking, that's usually enough for me to kind of start going. Even though there's a lot of inertia that's required to get it going. And with drawing too, right? Like, even if it's not ideal, I can just pull it out, sit there, draw a few lines. And that usually works, well, within limitations, of course, because oftentimes I'll start to feel bad, or like I'll like start to feel pain and other things, and then I'll have to go lay down. But the effort of trying usually isn't so bad that I'm not willing to do it, because if I can get through it, then the reward is worth the starting cost and energy and things like that. It's just really frustrating. I wish I had more positive things to say other than that. I wish that I can get better faster. I wish that I can pursue my creative things. I mean, honestly, I wish I could work a regular job right now, because that's just, it's so important to my self-esteem, like both being able to work and also be able to have my creative pursuits. And neither of those are really happening right now, and the pride that I usually take in them has not been there. So my confidence is at an all-time low, I guess I would say. I'm trying to stay positive about it, but it's it's really frustrating. There, I said it again. I said frustrating again. It's stifling. It makes me want to scream. um, I just want to be okay. And I hope that at minimum my conditions get better enough for me to at least be able to do my hobbies. But the things that I want to do just feel further and further away from me sometimes due to my disability. And I'm trying to stay positive, but like it's one of those things that just comes with the package of becoming disabled, especially becoming disabled as an adult, because you kind of learn to do a lot of things, and you have a lot of hobbies and other stuff, and all of it gets taken away from you like a lot earlier than you expected it to, because like I'm expecting things to kind of decline as I age, obviously, but to have it happen at the age of 27 is just so like it's so demoralizing. I just want to have things like everyone else does. I want to be able to draw, and okay, hang on. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like these drawings that I make on my YouTube channel, like I only spend like a few hours on them, right? Like I wish that I had more time so that I could draw more. And I know that I'm like on the verge of like being like a good artist in my own eyes, because I can already draw as good as I can, but it's just so like, it's so frustrating because I wish I had more time, but all I'm doing is spending my efforts on just being more efficient with my drawing. And that's just, it's so frustrating to me. And I hope that one day I can get better enough where I can just be like that like really good artist that I want myself to draw. I can post some pictures, like I'll put them on the side of the video with like stuff that I've drawn in the past before I got sick, and like those obviously took more than a few hours, but that's more than I can handle right now at doing more than a few hour sessions at a time. It's just one of those things. I still want to do more art and because I feel like I'm not done telling the world about myself. And I just want to show the world things that are in my mind, things that are happening in my real life, like right now. And I don't know, I like it helps me feel less alone. I hope helps other people feel less alone too. I know that a lot of really kind people have been commenting on my videos lately. Thank you. I do appreciate hearing from each and every one of you. And yeah. Oh, and I hit 500 subscribers, so that's like really cool too. I'm like really surprised that people are actually kind of interested in what I have to say or what I have to draw. And that's really nice. Um, yeah, I it just there I guess the light at the end of the tunnel is that there's still stuff happening. I'm still finding ways to be creative that maybe might not be drawing just because of my issues with my hands and drawing and other stuff, but I still want it. That's and I don't want to give up right now. Is what I'm saying. I'm not ready yet. Like I'm still 27. I'm not 30 yet. So maybe by the time I'm 30, if it's still an issue, I might give up then. But I got time. I mean, honestly, like, come on, I can draw until I'm 50. Like, I'll be able to draw until not forget it. I'm gonna draw until I'm like until I'm like retirement age. Like I'm gonna draw until I can't anymore. Like in terms of like my lifespan, because it's just such an important hobby to me. but it's just really frustrating again, the like limitations that I have right now, and that's why I'm really hoping that I can get better enough to be able to access my hobbies again. Should I talk about my job, my day job, or my former day job? Okay, I'm gonna do it. So I've alluded to it before, but I actually used to be a software engineer. So I actually spent a long time in college, learning about like coding and other stuff. But I actually specialized in like audio visual related stuff. In case you can't tell by the quality of my videos and other things, because I'm very well versed in that field as well. So I kind of straddled the line between like audio visual communication and like coding. So I used to work a software engineering job for like like video editing software and stuff like that. And that was super cool and it was awesome. And then I got sick and couldn't work anymore. So that that was kind of a major blow to my self-esteem. Honestly, like I'm still having hope that I can like get well enough to do a remote job. But remote jobs are actually quite difficult to come by these days. And even if I could land one, I'm still dealing with a lot of like mental health related issues that I've, always been fighting my entire life. And there's a whole laundry list of them, I'm sure. And I'll make a video of that once my full psych eval's been done. But I just am suffering through a lot of like different mental health related issues that my therapist is currently treating me for, and a lot of them have symptoms like like memory loss, like a lot of anxiety, and and like of course like depression and other things. I'm talking about like just major symptoms, but like there's a lot of like little symptoms and other things that are affecting my days. There's just a lot of things that I'm kind of struggling with, and that are like in treatment for, and getting better with, because I do have a wonderful therapist who kind of helps me with like my treating my like depression, anxiety, and PTSD, but she also treats me for I don't know if I want to say it. Should I say it? I mean, okay, I'm just gonna briefly mention it. So I have multiple personalities, and that's something that I've been in treatment for the past like 4 or 5 years. And I'll cut this part out if I'm too uncomfortable with it, but if not, then I'm leaving it in. And that's been something that's, our internal system has been kind of stabilized at this point, to the point where I'm functional as like a single person, even though there's still distinct personalities. But I just have a lot of, issues still, like including like memory loss and other stuff that happens between things like that. And that's one of the big puzzle pieces that's been affecting me. And again, the other thing that I may have mentioned before is that, there's a pretty good chance that I have autism as well. And that's, again, undiagnosed, right? But, there's a really, really good shot that I'm like neurodivergent in a lot of ways. Because I, have a lot of special interests and like have like, sensory issues and other stuff that's very similar to other people that I know who do have it. So that's definitely something to look out for as well. And yeah, I just there's just a lot of stuff going on that, both between physically and mentally, that's affecting my ability to do my hobbies, and that's really frustrating to me. And the curse of creativity strikes again, where I just really want to have a fulfilling life, but everything keeps getting up and getting in my way, even though I am trying my best. And that makes me really sad. There, I said it. It makes me really sad. I'm not going to cry on camera today, but it does make me really, really sad. And I wish that things were better for me. I also hope that, if you're going through something similar, things are going to go better for you as well. Yeah. I don't know. I think that that's all I had for today. I hope that this video wasn't too depressing, and that, maybe you learned something new, maybe you thought it was interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I guess. I do disability and art-related content, and hopefully it'll be a lot more art-related content once things start to feel better. But yeah, that's basically it. Hope you have a good one. Bye. And all the ticks are coming out. Okay. I should really talk to my neurologist about this. It's just, I just don't know if they're functional or if they're like related to something like, another condition like Tourette's or not. But I guess that's something to look at later.